This week on the podcast, we've written songs about Superman 2. Hey, if Superman really wanted to save America in the 80s, he would have helped John Hinckley Jr. And welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's me, Andy.
Whoa! And we are back! Once again, this week we've written songs about Superman 2. Andy, how are you?
I'm good, Robbie. How are you?
I'm good. I watched Superman 2 for the first time. I had never seen it before.
I had seen it before.
Really?
Yeah, I watched all 4 Superman movies when I was a kid from the library.
Oh, wow! Andy saw a movie from the library. Communist Andy using the library.
You know me, Robbie.
Yeah. Yeah, the library is a deep state something or other.
Yeah, something or other.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about socialism. Man,
Yeah.
It makes me mad at the library.
Yeah, it makes me jerk off a guy right next to my head.
Oh my god. Oh my.
I'm shaking. For just the listeners, I'm shaking my fist.
For just the listeners, he's jerking a guy off.
I'm jerking a guy off.
Yeah. But the angle's weird, so all we see is taint. And that taint's cool.
Hey.
I say all that shit about a library while I have a degree in library sciences.
Oh, put him on the blacklist.
Yep.
This man's a communism.
Isn't that the red list?
Didn't people get blacklisted for being a
I don't know. Paul McCartneyism.
Let's move on, Robbie.
We need to get rid of all these communists. So, to my understanding, this is kind of where the quality ends in these movies, though, right?
Yes, from my memory. I'm talking titties, Robbie.
Yo, Andy's got brains in his chest.
Hell yeah, brother. As the budget also was like slashed significantly.
Oh, I thought it was Axl Rose.
Robbie. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it really that good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I thought it was another Duff McKagan. Was that another member of Guns N' Roses?
It was. It's the bassist. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would have been really. I should have said that first. That would have been a super deep cut, and everyone would have said, "Wow, he's a real Guns N' Roses fan." And I would have said, "Yeah, I like a bunch of their songs."
Hey, hot take: Guns N' Roses. Who cares?
Okay. November
They got
Rain.
one album.
Listen, I'll be honest. I used to feel that way. The older I've gotten, I've kind of started appreciating Guns N' Roses more.
I like the one album.
Oh, you're allowed to.
Everything else is dog water, brother.
My dog loves water. In fact, you know what? My cat loves my dog's water. So dog water must be pretty good.
I mean, evidently, people like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Never listened to Velvet Revolver, though.
They got one song.
And we are here to talk about Guns N' Roses.
And Velvet Revolver.
Welcome to the Guns N' Roses cast.
Yeah.
Knees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to watch you pee.
That can't be it.
I was about to start singing Bungle in the Jungle to the tune of Welcome to the Jungle, but my brain was absolutely going haywire trying to work that.
Two very different songs.
And I couldn't think of the second line to the chorus of Bungle in the Jungle. And so all I was going to come out with was Bungle to the Jungle, Bungle in the Jungle, we've got fun and games. But that joke's not worth it.
I think it was good. I liked it.
Well, I appreciate it.
Robbie, what year did this movie come out?
Oh, wait. Bungle in the Jungle. Well, that's all right by me. All right. This year came out in 1980. This movie came out in 1981.
The year also came out in 1980.
The year also, yes. It started right at January 1st, 1981.
It sure did. Robbie, I'd like for you to wager a guess at where Superman 2 lies in the top 5 of 1981. Highest grossing movies worldwide.
Is it number 1?
It is, Robbie. Isn't that something?
It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's Superman.
Right. No, it's actually Superman 2, Andy. We did Superman last week. Previous episode. Check it out.
That's pretty good.
I turned into a moose for a second.
Speaking of previous episodes, number 2, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's a bunch of football players looking for a dog.
Superman 2 grossed $216 million worldwide.
I thought this movie was pretty gross.
Did you?
It was just a joke.
Okay. It was just, yes ending.
Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know why you a yes and I knowed. I didn't even know but. I said, frick you.
Robbie.
Keeping it clean. Like
yeah.
Superman.
Yeah, he does keep it clean. Yeah, I believe the budget was like $55 million.
I'll buy that. According to Wikipedia, it is $54 million.
Well, this was the most expensive movie at the time. We spoke about it last week. This was a lot of this was filmed at the same time as Superman 1.
And then it was reshot.
It was reshot because the Donner Party.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yep.
Oh no, we can't find him.
Also, to clarify, we are watching.
He got eaten by Carl Reiner.
Oh no, we are covering the theatrical cut.
Yes, I'll be honest. I looked up the Donner cut. I did not watch the Donner cut.
Me neither.
Honest, by the time this releases, I might watch the Donner cut and give my thoughts on it on Instagram or our socials.
Yeah, I might do the same. From what I've read, it is both vastly different, but also eerily similar. It's very strange.
Yes, from what I've read, there are differences that actually help the movie out.
Yeah, there are some weird contrivances in this movie.
Oh, yeah. But that's because Richard Lester needed to film all this stuff so he could get the director's credit.
And you know what? I don't blame him.
No, if you're being brought in, you want to get that credit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people weren't coming back for these reshoots.
No.
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman. A lot of people. Gene Hackman, Otis, the guy who plays Otis, what's his name? Ned
Beatty.
And Teschmacher.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know. See, I have to watch the Donner cut to see if there were actually more scenes supposed to have Beatty and Teschmacher. Because in this movie, it seems very much like we didn't have a role for Beatty, we didn't have a role for Miss Teschmacher, because Otis is left out at a very clear point where it's like, he's no longer in this movie. Miss Teschmacher disappears.
Yeah.
No one knows. They had posters of her. That's the real Donner Party. They're looking for Miss Teschmacher.
Oh my goodness.
Out in the Arctic.
I mean, Gene Hackman, he didn't do the reshoots, and so, I guess you're right. It does seem like Teschmacher was just out. That was it, Because
right,
there's a lot of scenes where, he's still there, but she's not, so.
And it also becomes a thing. If Teschmacher and Otis are still in this, now we're having these scenes with Zod, Ursa, Non, Luthor, Otis, Teschmacher. We'll have the president would be... Yeah, and it makes sense to get rid of some of these characters so we can let the Kryptonians come in and be a part of this movie.
Yeah. I thought this was pretty good considering all the drama.
I thought it was okay. Not bad by any means, but I didn't think this was nearly as good as the first one.
I think it is of the same quality. generally.
I disagree. I think the humor is not as good in this one.
No, this one's decidedly a little more serious.
No, I don't think so. I think this is way sillier.
Really?
That whole blow scene where it's just slapstick comedy for like 5 minutes.
Blow scene.
We'll get to it later.
Yeah.
You want to jump right into Superman 2?
Yeah.
The movie opens up on Krypton, and it's pretty much just rehashing the opening of the first movie.
Yeah.
General Zod.
Great stuff.
Yes, it is good. I mean, again, it's based on the John Williams score from the first movie. He did not come back from this. It's somebody else who just kind of re-recorded it and added little bits and pieces to it.
Yeah, John Williams, he was busy with Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and so he appointed his buddy, I forget his name, but he's like, he's got it, and he's got my blessing.
Yeah. Oh, listen. Yeah. Music, once again, it's really good.
Yeah, you can't fault what was already good in the first one.
Yeah. The first thing we see in this movie is Non snapping a guy's neck.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, he just grabs this guy who's got this crazy outfit on, or is this a robot? I thought it was a guy. Because a robot's not going down like that unless you could just pop its head off if it was a robot.
Yeah, I thought it was a guy. I thought he straight up murked a guy.
So yeah, he snaps his neck. And then we see Zod, Ursa, and Non. They break this crystal, and the council immediately banishes them to the Phantom Zone. What really hurts this movie is when you watch these back to back, because we've already seen this, but done better and with Marlon Brando.
Yes, I don't know why they did this again.
I think they wanted to show us the crime that was committed, but it's not really clear what this crime is, because they just like grab a crystal or something, and then these rings come down on them.
Well, they already described it though. Like they're like, oh, this guy, led an insurrection, and therefore he is a bad guy. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm sold.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You say that in the first movie, I'm down for it. But then when we just see him grab it, like they don't really tell us what this crystal does that he grabs.
Right.
So it goes.
So I'm saying, like, they didn't need this. This is
right.
Unnecessary.
I think this was just to kind of establish Brando's not here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then he starts talking to his mom, and it's like, Mom didn't say anything in the first one.
Right. But they also, if he's not here, you can't keep calling him the son of Jor-El. You reshot the opening of the first movie to exclude him.
Yeah.
And now we're in this movie, and he keeps bringing up Superman's father. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know, Robbie.
And apparently in the Donner cut, there was a whole, like, trial sequence here.
And
with
Brando.
With Brando, and they actually described the crimes a little bit more. So that's something I'm really interested to see when I finally watch it. I really should have watched it. What a failure on my part. Both our parts, actually.
Not me.
Oh, fair enough. We get a really long credit sequence. It's highlights from the first movie. This leads me to my first question, and I think you know exactly what this question's going to be. Questions. Did we need the naked kid in the credits?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, once again, they show the full-on naked kid. You could have just showed him holding the car up after he crashed.
Yeah, you didn't need... Yeah. We don't need the naked kid. We didn't really need the naked kid in the first place.
No, but like, to then be like, we're gonna put him right up front in this one. Why? That's weird. It's weird and gross.
Yeah.
We're at the Daily Planet. Some terrorists are going to blow up the Eiffel Tower or something. So Perry White sent Lois Lane to Paris. So they say, yeah, she flew on a Concorde. Even if she flew on a Concorde there and gets there, and however, they were very fast.
Yeah.
How did Perry White, A, find out about the terror attack, get Lois on a plane, get her to Paris before the terrorists have even started their plan?
Robbie, these are all excellent questions.
Did the terrorists call Perry White and say, hey, we are going to blow up the Eiffel Tower?
I believe that's verbatim what happened.
Yeah.
I've got a question that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Questions. Why is there a framed picture of Bill Cosby in Perry White's office?
I looked it up. I asked the same thing.
Very strange.
According to IMDb, it's because Bill Cosby once did a joke about Superman.
He did.
And that's it.
It's a pretty famous bit.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
Listen, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. There are a lot of comedians who did bits about Superman.
Yeah.
He's a pretty popular character.
Believe it or not.
Jerry Seinfeld even did a whole series of commercials with Superman in the early 2000s. Do you remember those?
He's a big Superman fan, yeah.
Also a big fan of teenage girls.
Whoa! Hey Lois, what's the plan?
This is so funny.
This is all very clearly reshoots.
Yes, it is. Because in the Donner version, apparently they were released from Superman throwing the nuclear bomb in the first movie.
Right. Now, at the end of the last podcast, last week, Superman 1, we discussed that there is no narrative consequence for Superman turning back time. It goes against everything both his daddies told him.
Yep.
And he doesn't get any punishment. And Rob very astutely theorized that maybe the consequence of him going back in time releases the Kryptonians from the Phantom Zone. Thus, that is the consequence. In both cuts,
that's not what happens.
That's not it. And that's stupid.
That is, at least in the Donner one, allegedly,
it is connected.
There is a connection, and at least Superman has a consequence for just throwing a bomb into space.
I guess, but that's like his dad didn't say, don't ever throw a bomb into space.
That is true.
Like, that's stupid.
Imagine if he gave those that advice. Education Crystal 142. Jor-El, don't ever take a bomb and throw it into space. Yeah, all right.
Unforeseen consequence.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, bad. That's bad on both parts.
Really weak. Especially because with Lester, you had the chance to correct that. That's something you could have made better. And you chose not to in favor of this scene in Paris where, first off, I really got a good laugh of two good lines in this first bit with Clark talking to Perry White. Number one, when Jimmy Olsen goes, the Eiffel Tower in Paris. And he goes, he knows where the Eiffel Tower is. Don't you, Clark?
Yeah.
And there's another one where Clark goes, that's terrible. And White goes, that's why they call them terrorists.
Yeah, that's good.
That had me laughing.
Yeah.
But Lois sneaks her way into the Eiffel Tower, and she hides on the bottom of an elevator. This is not worth a Pulitzer Prize, first of all.
Right. What are you doing?
But to calm her nerves, she starts to spell Nobel Prize because I'm assuming she doesn't know how to spell Pulitzer based on the first movie.
That's pretty good, actually.
In the first movie, she's constantly having her spelling corrected. Yeah. So here she gets on and she goes, Pulitzer Prize. And then she goes, Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
N-O. Like that's a good bit.
Yeah, that's pretty consistent writing. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The terrorists cut the elevator. Superman saves the day. And then he flies the hydrogen bomb into space. The bomb explodes. And it frees Zod, Ursa, and Non from the Phantom Zone.
I've got another question.
Oh, good. I wonder if it's the same question I have. Please do. Questions.
My question is, how did Superman know Lois was on the bottom of that elevator?
I think he just knows. Like, he knew I think he was heading to the elevator, and then was like, there's a fucking... It's Lois! God damn it, Lois!
You idiot!
That is true.
Robbie! No, she's pretty dense.
Yeah. She can't spell, and then she bets her life that Clark Kent is Superman later, so...
Yeah, I mean, she's right.
She's right!
And we'll talk about that scene.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask my question, then.
Yeah.
Questions. What is the Phantom Zone? Is it just a little disc?
It's... Like, in the comics, it's like another dimension.
Okay. Is this how it's represented in the comics? Like, in the comics, does a little disc come down on them, capturing them flatly, Michael Flatley, they're all river dancing.
Very good. Fucking idiot. I don't know. I haven't really read a lot of Superman. There is a tremendous amount of Superman, so I'm sure there's like some iterations where that is the case.
Okay.
But who's to say? Email in if you're Superman.
Yeah, write in Superman.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to know as well.
Clark sees Lois outside the Daily Planet. He gets hit by a car. He gets hit by and dents a taxi as he crosses the street. And the cab driver's just like, freak.
Yeah, several things. Number one, you should put 2 and 2 together.
Yes. Lois doesn't react at all to that.
No, she's like, you gotta be more careful.
Yeah, he wrecked that man's livelihood.
Yeah. And I like how later you see him and like debris from the fight falls on his taxi again. That's funny. But first off, freak, that's not a appropriate reaction. You should be like, what the hell? Or number 2, you track him down like, dude, what did you do to my car? You gotta pay for this. Like,
yeah, you don't just go freak. Your car is totaled, dude.
Yeah, I again, it's not that kind of movie, but if we were to inject a little bit of realism here, Robbie.
Here's the thing: you can't be as silly as you are in this movie. I guess you can be. That's the problem. This movie is so silly. Everything in this movie is silly.
It's a silly universe, yeah.
But like the first movie was funny without being overly silly.
I think the overall tone of the first one is rock solid.
I think there's a great mix of like 1966 Batman toned down in the first one.
Yeah. This one, I think the stakes are higher.
Well, yeah,
which is good for a sequel,
Yeah, because the Kryptonians are now it's not just California that's it's the world is now up for grabs.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the bad guy.
I do too, but I just think like Lex Luthor's plan in the first movie is a lot more down to earth and realistic of a guy saying, I'm buying up a bunch of property and then I'm launching nukes to blow California off the map. It's a believable thing. This is just kind of like, okay, this guy just wants power. That's all this guy wants, because even when they land, he's like, I can rule. And it's like, all right, at least I understand Lex Luthor's motivations. It's money. At the end of the day, It's money. This is just some weird thing where it's like, I want power. And then it's like, but I also want to kill the son of Jor-El. All right.
Yeah. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it as well.
Yeah, he's like, bend over, Ursa.
Robbie.
Well, remember, all Ursa cares about is pleasing her man Zod. That's what they say at the beginning.
Yeah.
In a callback to the first movie, I like this. Lois does tell Clark he needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
And then we see Lex Luthor and Otis in prison. And Lex is wondering why the greatest criminal mind isn't being celebrated.
Yeah.
What?
You're in prison, dude. You lost.
But like, why would they celebrate the greatest criminal mind? Like, why were the
one day? Everybody gets a day off.
Otis and Luthor talk about Superman heading north every time he's seen, and Luthor has a little black box that he's been building in his cell that tracks alpha waves, and that's how he knows Superman's heading north. Sure.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, that's fine.
We're at NASA in Houston, and we get a young John Ratzenberger.
Really?
Yeah, he's the guy here, and they don't give a shit about these guys that they've sent out onto the moon. They just don't care.
Yeah.
Because Zod and Ursa and Nan see these astronauts on the moon. Ursa kicks one guy into orbit via nuts.
Yeah, she kicked that guy in the nuts to death. Pretty cool.
That's someone's fetish.
Hell yeah. It's me. This looks good. All of this.
This does.
Like, how do they do the floatiness?
It's got to be strings and wires.
I think they filmed it on the moon, Robbie.
You know what? I think they did too.
What are you, stupid?
Hold on, Andy. This is great engagement. Well, I'm going to post this, though I'm going to say next, onto social media, and people are going to... Andy, did you know they actually went to space and filmed this on the moon?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah. Because there's no other way they would have been able to film this.
There's no other way.
And now all these people are going to comment, "You idiots, you dumb idiot faces."
Yeah, and I'll be like, "You sound like my father."
No.
Yeah, all this looks good. It's cool. It's setting up that the bad guys are just real rude dudes.
Yeah.
I like it. I like how they're also discovering their strength.
Yes.
Which is cool.
I like that for some reason, even in space, they have to fly with their arms out like this.
It's a good look, you know?
I guess.
I like how he just, like, grabs the spacecraft as it's about to lift off, and it just doesn't lift off because he's just holding it. And I like how his face expresses that he's like, I could do this?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, dude.
I love Nan in this.
Yeah, he's good.
What? You're as thoughtless as you are, whatever, or
yeah,
whatever he says.
As you are large, or something like that. Yeah.
Zod sends the cosmonaut out into space and unhooks him, and Nan destroys the shuttle altogether. It's weird that this never comes back.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No one references these people who lost their lives in space. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody
you says
you would think that would make news.
Yeah, there's no news reports about it. No, because again, they established they just don't care.
Yeah, the news report only happens when they like mess up a small town.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this would be very real about the US government covering up aliens killing astronauts on the moon.
Yeah, that's true. That would not make news.
No, the US government would not tell us that.
Especially in 1970, 80.
Yep, that's the year it was. We're back at the prison, and Miss Tessmacher shows up in a hot air balloon to help Otis and Luthor escape. Weird, because in the first movie, Tessmacher helped Superman because Luthor was about to kill her mom or whatever.
Yeah, only a temporary change of heart, it seems, Robbie.
Yeah.
Also, here's a question. Why isn't Miss Tessmacher in prison?
Because she helped Superman.
He didn't bring her to prison?
No.
Huh. Look at that.
Yeah, he just drops off Otis and Luthor, and that's when he removes his wig.
Yeah.
Otis swaying down the whole balloon is really funny.
That's rude. I actually felt bad for him when they left him. I was like, oh man.
It's funny that that's considered so fat in 1981 that you'd weigh down a hot air balloon.
Like a regular build. It probably weighs like 190.
Yeah, probably. Well,
get off his back, people.
In the first movie, he goes, Luthor says to him, 200's a very important number for both of us. It's your weight and my IQ. It's like, yeah. It's funny that in 1978, 200 was considered, whoa!
Yeah.
I liked this projection Luthor used to make it seem like him and Otis were in their cell, and then the guard comes in and it would show up on the guard's back.
That's cool. That was cool.
But bye, Otis.
Yep, that's it.
He's done. He's just in prison for life now.
They killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for certain. He got shanked in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have the protection of Lex Luthor anymore. Step.
Yeah.
Clark Kent and Lois Lane, they get sent on assignment to Niagara Falls, trying to expose a honeymoon racket.
Yeah, cute. You know,
I don't know what that is.
it's just a cute little scenario where they can be in a romantic setting, but they are not romantic, much to his chagrin.
Yeah, this
You know?
this bellboy is like, sir, do you want me to carry over the threshold if you can't? This man is 6'4", 220.
Yeah, like, okay, Clark may be an oaf, but like, it's a big dude. All right,
He's like, yeah.
you're an asshole. Okay. Also, I like how at the end of it he just puts his hand out.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
While they're at the falls, a kid falls over the side, and Clark, saying he's going to get hot dogs, becomes Superman and saves the boy. I like him walking back from the hot dog stand and going, oh, I forgot the hot dogs. He gives like an aw shucks.
Yeah.
And he runs back and gets them. Gotta get them glizzies.
Hell yeah. Turns out Kal-El, greatest actor of our generation. It's not even our generation. Of our lifetime. It's not our lifetime. Damn it, Robbie.
It's okay, man. It's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be okay.
There's a point where, you know, his glasses get fogged up from the falls, and he takes them off for a second, and Lois is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's when she starts to realize, like, I think you're Superman.
Yeah, that's very funny.
And now Lois is convinced because, once again, Clark disappeared and Superman showed up.
Yes. Also, did you hear in the crowd, like, as he saves the kid, people are like, oh, he's so great. Wow, this is crazy. And there's one person who goes, of course he's Jewish. I thought that was very funny.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know the creators were Jewish, and they created him to be Jewish.
Supermankowitz.
Nice. Supermensch.
There we go.
There you go. He was made as like a counter. You know, like, yeah, this guy Hitler's putting all the like talking shit about Jews. How about this guy? He's like the greatest guy on earth, and he's Jewish. So fuck you, Hitler. And yeah, that's the story.
I didn't know Superman was Jewish.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's Peter Parker is also Jewish, but it's like nobody talks about it, you know.
I honestly didn't know they had religions on Krypton.
Well, I think he's when he comes to Earth, he's raised Jewish.
Is Kent a Jewish name? Am I looking too far into it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's fair. Yeah. Somehow, Lex and Miss Tessmacher make it all the way to the Fortress of Solitude in the Arctic.
I thought all of this was very funny.
I do like her just repeating everything Lex says.
Very funny. He's like, be careful. Oh, be careful.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. And then it stops for a while, and then it starts again because he's like, don't touch.
And then she immediately touches it.
Yeah, it's great.
She immediately is.
I loved all of that.
They watch an education crystal, and the first one's just a poem. And then the second one is Superman's mother telling the story of Zod, Ursa, and Non. And she's like, the worst thing that's ever happened to our planet were these three grabbing a crystal, and we locked them in the Phantom Zone, and, well, wouldn't you know, the only weakness it has is an atomic bomb.
Yep.
That's fortuitous.
Isn't it?
Also, your planet blew up, lady.
Yeah, you should probably talk about, you know.
Is that what's worse? The planet blowing up or these three breaking a crystal?
I don't know. Apparently crystals have crazy powers.
I've played Crash Bandicoot.
It's pretty unclear in Crash Bandicoot. what
Yeah.
those crystals do. You
Yeah,
know?
Neo, it's pretty unclear what they do here.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you see it when he, like in the first one, he throws the green one and it creates the Fortress of Solitude. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And later on, we get another off-screen happening with the crystal. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Lex, after watching the video of Lara, right? We established that last week. Lara.
Yeah. Lara Zor-El.
Ooh. He rambles on about there being 3 Supermen. And then he's like, and they have the same disgust of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that I do. It's like, all right.
I'm evil.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like, they're going to need a contact on Earth.
Yeah.
Then we get Lois betting her life that Clark is Superman, and she jumps into the water. And instead of becoming Superman, he slyly uses his heat vision to cut off a log and helps Lois get to safety. And then Lois is like, wow, am I an idiot or what?
Yeah, so that's bananas, to do that. But
It's
to be
so
so
dumb.
sure,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't do it, like, that's bananas as well. But also we do get the first use of heat vision, and that's cool.
That was cool, yes.
Yeah. But that's crazy, especially because in the very next scene, he tells her anyway.
Yeah, because they're at the honeymoon suite, and Clark gives up that he's Superman when he falls into this giant fireplace in the middle of the room
Yeah.
and suffers no injuries. I do like that Lois calls it out, kind of like, you did that on purpose.
I mean, he's so into character that he's actually a bumbling fool when he's
That's
Clark,
fair,
you know?
yeah.
But, like, the fact that she's not pissed that he did not rescue her from the river is bananas to me as well. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
Wait, so you could have saved me, and you just
Yeah.
didn't? You know,
Like-
well, then he would have
like-
been like, I did. I cut you that branch.
Right, but he lasered the branch and he calls her. He's like, Lois, grab the branch. Like, there's still like an 8% chance of that even working.
I
The
know.
branch. It's also in the rapids. Like,
She might grab it, and it just takes her away with the branch.
yeah, like, I don't know. This is bananas, but it's also, you know, this whole universe is pretty bananas.
Yeah. After the reveal that Clark is Superman, he decides he's going to take Lois to the Fortress of Solitude. And now we're back with Zod, Ursa, and Nan, and they're with these cops. I don't need this cop's little back and forth about what this guy's going to eat for lunch. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're 2 small town cops. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know that you can't get the fish or you get blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, I'll just get the fish. That's not funny. You've now wasted about 2 minutes of my time. And the fucking aliens are just waiting for you.
I thought it was kind of funny.
I hated it. I was so angry. I was like, what are we doing?
I thought it was funny because he's like, I can't have fish. And then at the end of it, he's like, I'll just get the fish. And the other guy's like,
This movie is 20 minutes shorter than the first one, and it felt longer. Because of little shit like this to me. When I was like, I don't care about this. I do, just like I don't care about the explanation of the honeymoon suite, I was like, I just don't care. There's a lot, you know, like this thing in France, like I didn't care.
the France thing was a bit. At first, I was like, oh, this movie's going to be bad.
No, I don't
not.
think it was bad,
I
no.
don't think it's bad, no. I like that Ursa kills a snake with heat vision.
That's
Like,
awesome.
It bursts
And like,
into flames.
yeah, it's roasted. I also like Nan not being able to do it quite well.
Yeah.
He
that's
gets a
cool.
little bzz.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. I like how Zod lasers a gun and brings it to him. Can Superman do that too?
Well, is that in the comics? Do they have telekinesis in the comics?
Superman has had so many powers.
Like-
I don't know.
These movies, when you have a character like Superman and characters like Zod, Ursa, and Nan, you need to establish rules of what they can and can't do.
Yeah, telekinesis is that's like world-breaking stuff.
Right. And then it never really comes back, does it?
Oh, I think here and there he does it. a few times.
Okay.
I know later in the Fortress of Solitude, there's like the final battle, everybody shoots a laser like out of their hands. You already showed that you could do laser beams from your eyes. Just do that again. Why are you confusing everybody?
Well, they also do this thing that can Superman project himself?
Yeah, they did that weird teleportation thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
And then Superman also in that scene. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I like this bit where Terence Stamp is awesome in this.
Yeah,
Terence,
as usual.
Yeah, he's great here. And I like when the cops pull up, he goes, I like the red ball or whatever. It reminds me of the red sun, though I find the noise annoying. So he breaks it, and then at the end, Non tries to gift the siren to Zod.
Yeah. I like how Zod just kind of rolls his eyes. He's like, this guy. Oh, man. Good thing he's strong, even though all three of them are strong.
Right. I do think Non is the strongest. I think they kind of try to establish that when he crushes the shuttle earlier.
Yeah, he's a big, strong boy.
Yeah.
I do like that no matter what happens with Zod and the gang, they keep having shots to show that the people are okay.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay. But then later there's she takes down a helicopter and it explodes in the biggest explosion that's ever been. I was like, oh, they're dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're dead. They didn't show those people being okay. They're dead.
Yeah. Zod and the gang rough up some dudes in a bar. I like this because Ursa, arm wrestles the guy through the table.
Yes. And then another guy...
Get the tables!
And then another guy, he comes up, he's like, I don't care if you're a lady, I'm gonna knock your teeth out.
Dude, listen. I understand it, but I don't know. If I just watched a woman put a guy through a table...
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, but at that point, if she attacks me, no, you have a right to defend yourself. You watched her put a dude through a table. This woman's a professional fighter.
Yeah, I'm also out, though.
Oh, no, me too. I'm not standing up to her. No. I'm just saying, if she attacks me, I'd be dead. But
I think the comedy is in that she just puts a guy through the table.
Yeah.
And then this guy's like, I'll take her.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. Nah, dude.
Superman flies across the Earth to pick flowers and get dinner for Lois. He comes back with a bag of groceries and stuff. All of that would have been flying out of the bag.
Yeah, you're right.
All of that would be...
He would get back and he'd have a stem. He's like, this was a really beautiful flower.
That's the thing. That flower's not surviving.
Yeah, I do like how while all this chaos with Zod is going on, he's taking over the world.
Yeah.
While fucking Kal-El is picking flowers, he's like, I think she'll like this one. It's like, dude, you gotta get back to being Superman, man. People are dying.
He didn't once in that trip across the Earth look at a newspaper, look at a television.
Nah,
he was
gone.
Tunnel vision.
Robbie's gone. Pussy blind.
He did it all for the nookie.
So he could get the cookie.
Which, I'll bet you Lois is really disappointed. Because Zod interrupts this news broadcast, and he's just screaming in this broadcast. We see Non use his heat powers for some military trucks, and I like the,
Yeah, he's like, I did it, yeah. But again, you see the military man get out of the car. He's like, whoa, I almost died.
I do like this thing of Non using one individual eye at a time, too.
Yeah.
He's like, I learned tricks.
Yeah, look what I could do.
Zod and the gang wreak havoc. The president wonders where Superman is. Well, Superman is talking to his mother's consciousness, and he decides to give up his powers and become an ordinary man.
So before that, though, I think it's before that, he's like, no, she's like, I'm gonna go change into something more comfortable. And he just nods. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
They're finna F, dude.
Yeah. She watches him become a regular human and then must go, I didn't even get one super fuck.
So that, I understand why, you're not supposed to have, someone you care about know who you are
Right.
because it puts them in danger. But, like, taking away your powers is, like, what about the rest of the world, dude? The world needs Superman, brother. It's very Spider-Man 2. Do I give up my powers? Or, you know, or Spider-Man 2 is very Superman 2.
Yeah, exactly.
In that regard. But it's not even like a struggle. He's just like, nah, I'm going to do this because I'm trying to F, brother.
But he could have effed before, like, with his powers.
Right. Now, what I'm theorizing is, did he have to do that so he could F? Because if he F'd as Superman, he'd kill her.
No, they would have to say that for me to believe that to be the case.
I mean, the man, he lifted a helicopter, you know?
Okay, let her
turn
do
the world
work.
around, dude. He could do that.
Like, because here's the thing. He can't feel anything. He'd basically just be a sex toy for her.
Maybe that's why. He's like, I need to feel pleasure.
But, like, he would nut instantly. Because it's the first time he could feel anything.
Right. And, I mean, I think he's a virgin, right?
He's gotta be.
He's gotta be.
He spent 18 to 30 in the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, just watching clips.
Yeah, cranking hog.
Cranking hog.
Super hog.
Yeah. You think if he nutted and he was, like, facing a certain direction, he'd split the world in two?
Possible. Like in Hancock?
Is that what happens in Hancock?
I think it might be a deleted scene, but it's in, yeah, when he's like, all right, you got to be on top, and when I tell you to get off, get off. And then, like, she's riding him, and he's like, all right, get off. And then he cuts outside the trailer, and you see it just like splooge through the top of the trailer.
That's fucking crazy. Wow.
Clark and Lois fuck on a giant beanbag.
Hell yeah.
Zod and the gang destroy Mount Rushmore. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And then they go to the White House and force the president to surrender. And
I like how, like, hopeless this all seems.
yes, I like this line from Zod who goes, you can't be the leader. No leader would give up that easily.
Yeah, and then he's like, you're right, it's me.
Yeah. Will you kneel? He goes, yeah, if I'm gonna save millions of lives, sure, I'll kneel.
Yeah,
like,
I'll do it. He's like, now while you're down there.
Oh no, oh no! Somehow, Lois and Clark get out of the Arctic. Like, maybe I shouldn't think about this, but next thing we see them, they're just driving in Alaska.
Yep.
Did Superman have a car at the Fortress of Solitude, like, just in case he lost his powers?
It's a pretty good question.
Did they stop at Hertz Arctic? Like,
yep.
What is this?
You ever Hertz down it?
Ooh.
So this is all also reshoots because in the Donner cut, he does not lose his powers.
Really?
Yeah. So all the stuff that doesn't really make any sense happens in the reshoots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
kidding.
in the Lester cut.
Yeah, his brother Mo. Clark and Lois get to this diner in Alaska, and Clark gets the shit kicked out of him by this guy.
Excuse me, sir, that was my seat.
Yeah, he's like,
Shut up, dweeb.
Well, he goes, why don't we step outside? And then the guy sucker punches him.
Yeah. But also,
Like,
Clark's, like, still a big dude, like, even by human standards.
He'd be able to fight, because, like, it's not like he doesn't know how to fight. Like,
I don't know.
well, we've seen him punch and kick and stuff, so, like...
Right. But, like, everybody knows how to punch and kick.
But, like, again, like you said, though, he's 6'4", 220. Like, there's got to be a little force behind it.
I agree.
But I like that the guy sucker punches him, because it's like, oh, fuck, this is what humans are like?
Yeah. They're mean.
Yeah. Come on, Lois, let's get out of here.
Well, I like how he's bleeding, and he's like, my blood? Like he's never seen his own blood before.
You made me bleed my own blood. The waitress at the diner turns the TV on, and they all watch the news. The president apparently has spoken to every world leader, and they all agreed to give power to Zod. And then Zod just gets it. He's like, "Give me Superman!"
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit! All right.
Jesus. Yeah, that's good stuff.
But you know what kind of sucks? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I like how they're both like, "Oh shit, we fucked up."
Yes.
Like, you were Superman, and now you're not. And now there's 3 mean Supermen.
Oh
no! I just like I like the hopelessness of this whole thing. Like, I was like, wow, this is like pretty cool.
Yeah, but Superman only loses his power for like 5 minutes.
Well, that's the thing, and we'll get to that when it happens.
Because Luthor confronts Zod and the gang at the White House, and they form an alliance.
This is great.
He's gonna give them Superman in exchange for Australia.
Yeah. I mean, Gene Hackman is crushing it, as always.
Yeah,
but I
don't think he's in this movie enough.
I like how his demeanor completely changes. Like, at first he's like, "Oh, your holiness. Oh, my God. Your leadership."
Yeah.
And then as soon as he's like, "Well, I could get you Superman." And they're like, "We're listening." Then he sits down, he puts his feet up. He's like, "Listen, General." Like, he doesn't even, like, use, titles and stuff. I mean, General's a title. But you know what I'm trying to say.
He thinks General's his first name.
Yeah. Listen, General Jen? Can I call you Jen? But, yeah, I like how he goes from, like a beggar to the real Lex. He's like a pompous ass.
Yeah. Although I do like this running gag with Zod and Lex that Zod is constantly ready to kill Lex, and Lex always talks his way out of it.
Yes, it happens like 8 times.
Yeah. Zod, Luthor, and the others smash through the Daily Planet. I also got a kick of Luthor wondering why the Kryptonians don't use doorknobs. They're such an advanced race. They don't even know how to use doorknobs.
I like how they're like, "What?" He's like, "No, I didn't say. I didn't know."
I think I missed it before, but Clark at this point had somehow walked or hitchhiked his way all the way from Alaska to the Arctic, back to the Fortress of Solitude as a regular man.
Yeah.
Okay. And luckily when
he gets there and he sees the green crystal from the first one.
Yeah.
And it zooms in on that. And then the next time we see Clark, he's Superman again.
Yep.
What?
That's the thing. It's like, why would they make this thing? Is once you do this, you can't go back. Seems like you can pretty easily.
No, wait, you could go back. Wait. Put in the next crystal. You could go back. Yeah. It's stupid. It's bad, and it's stupid.
They made that big deal about it. He only loses powers for 5 minutes, and then he just goes back and is just like, "Oh, luckily this is here. All right, cool."
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to set this up and like, "Oh, okay, this is a real problem, and it's an interesting problem." I was interested to see, like, "Oh, how is he going to get his powers back?"
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe they like throw him into the sun and it gets like supercharged or something.
That's something. That would be at least a thing.
I don't know. Or like maybe something corny like, "Oh, okay, he goes and he gets his ass beat, and then like his incredible will brings back his power or whatever."
Right.
Like something. But it's just like he looks at the green crystal, he's like, "I'm Superman again." It's cool. It's cool.
For something they make such a big deal about, it's just immediately negated, making the 15 minutes of this movie totally removable.
Yeah, I agree. I like when he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
I like that they F. About time.
Yeah.
But
then even to just walk back like that is like,
yeah, it's
come
dumb.
on.
It's dumb. Yeah.
A fight ensues. Oh, go ahead.
But this fight is sick.
Yes. This fight is a lot of fun. I like that Zod realizes Superman has one weakness, and it's basically that he cares about the people.
That's great.
Yes.
That's really good stuff. And I wish that they did more with that. because he notices it and then doesn't really do anything about it.
No!
It's just like, let's just continue to fight.
Well, he just keeps focusing on Superman when ultimately all they do at the end of this big fight, because like, is this big blow move.
Oh, dude, that's the worst. That's the worst. Get that out of here.
This is what I was talking about with this whole with this whole scene where they're just sitting there going,
yeah.
And, yeah, okay, I'll admit the gag where the guy is on a date and she loses her wig and then he loses his, like, all right, that's typical slapstick.
Yeah.
But this goes on for so long.
It's like 15 minutes of.
And like, we get this bit of the guy falling over in the phone booth and he's just cackling for some reason.
Yeah. Okay, here. I love the sponsors getting exploded. I thought that was cool. You know, like the Marlboro truck, the Coca-Cola sign. Great stuff. I like the Dragon Ball ass getting punched through a building. Love it. I love that they exploit the weakness about caring of people. You know, we went over that. I love that all the people are just standing around watching. Like, nobody's just like, I should get out of the way. They're just standing there watching.
At one point, a piece of building is about to hit a lady and her baby, and instead of moving, she just tries to cover her baby.
Yeah, you both paced.
And then Superman catches them. It's like, move! Move!
Yeah. But then I have a note. I don't like this wind scene. It's 11 minutes straight of people getting blown away. It sucks.
It ruins the whole fight.
Yeah.
Ruins the whole fight. And like, this is Zod's idea of putting all the humans in danger, is just blowing them away.
Yeah, you could just like hold a guy's head and crush it.
You have heat vision!
Yeah, you could kill everybody in like 10 seconds. You could fly into the core of this earth.
Also, one, how come everyone just assumes Superman's dead from being smushed in the two trucks? Immediately, they're like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's dead. That had to have do it. He just got punched through a building. But the trucks, you know, there could be sharp parts in there.
Smoking kills, kids.
Yeah.
Marlboro didn't like that from the first movie when Superman was like, Lois, that's going to give you lung cancer. So they said, hey, what if we're a sponsor?
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, it's smooth.
Yeah, this truck is smooth.
Superman flies off to the Fortress of Solitude, and everyone immediately is like, he's given up! He's quit!
Yeah, he's a pussy.
No one considers he has a plan for a second.
Yeah, which he does.
Yes, because Lex again avoids death by being like, I'm the only one with Superman's address.
Great stuff. I like that, because in the comics it's the same way. Like, Superman's smart.
Yeah.
And, like, when he can't beat something physically, which he often can, but, like, when it's the rare time where it's like, oh, shit, I can't, he's smart enough to, like, come up with a plan.
Right.
And I like that he does that here.
Because they fall right into his plan.
Yeah, I think the fight is weird.
Oh, what? In the Fortress of...
Yeah.
This fight sucks.
It's weird. What are you doing?
First
he throws a cellophane S off of his chest?
That's not a power, right? Has that
Not
ever
that
been...
I know.
Okay. And it also amounts to nothing because he just gets back up. It's just like...
Why'd you do that? It's weird.
Why? That was really, really bad.
Yeah. Hand lasers, like everybody's like, man, what are we doing? What is this?
Even when Superman's doing, like, the teleportation or the multiple Supermen thing, he's like, I used to play this game in school. So you told all the kids you were Superman.
Yeah, what? You teleported in school?
Because you certainly didn't go to school on Krypton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very strange.
Superman tells Lex, because Zod's like, all right, Lex, get over there. We're going to kill you too. And Superman's like, all right, Lex, listen, get them into this chamber. It will depower them. And Lex, with this shit-eating grin, is immediately like, get Superman into that thing. It'll depower him. And so they go, okay, Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia.
Yeah.
Would you do the honors?
So, like, why is that? Like, why aren't they still like, all right, thanks, we're still gonna kill you? They're like, that's the one where they're like, yeah, okay, he's Australia man now.
Yeah. I have a thing for beachfront property.
Yeah.
Says earlier. Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Zod forces Superman into the chamber and activates it. But this time, the outside of the chamber turns red. Nobody can feel that? When Superman went through this process, we watched his insides.
Yeah, and he comes out in a button-down shirt.
Yeah, his outfit changes.
Yeah, what's that about? Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess they didn't feel it, but I do like this switcheroo.
I wish. How did this happen? What did Superman do to cause this to happen?
He must have, before he left.
He flipped the switch.
He was like, oh, let me just move this here and tinker with this.
Like I need a little more to know how this works, because like it was just in this little thing, this little like concentrated cell cage thing, and somehow you flipped it. I need to know how this was done. I really do, for this scene to work at all.
Yeah. I really do like how he's like, now kneel before Zod. And he does it, and then, like, he takes his hand to kiss it or whatever, and he just crushes his hand. He's like, ah! I was like, I like this.
Yes.
This is good. This is really good stuff.
But, like, you use the contrivance to get to a good scene, and that's like, yeah it doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of poops on the good scene.
Also, Luthor and Lois Lane are shitting their insides out. Their organs have become mush from this laser, from all this like nuclear radiation that Superman just subjected them to.
Yeah, well now they're twice as human as they once were.
I have no idea.
It turns you into a regular human.
So after Superman crushes Zod's hand, revealing that he had reversed the fortress or polar, whatever he did, he then kills a human.
Yeah. Kills all three of them. No, he kills two of them, right?
No, he kills Zod, and then Non tries to jump at him and falls down the cliff. So that's
and
on
Lois kills Ursa.
But like, Superman, that's not Superman. Superman wouldn't, like, Superman knows he's just a regular human now, because his plan worked.
He would have tossed him back into the Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone, or just bring him to jail. He's a human.
Yeah. I didn't even think about how he straight up murdered him. Yeah.
Like, I understand Non is not his fault.
No.
But Zod is like, he should have said to Lois, do not do that. Like, he should have flown Zod and Ursa to a prison or something, because Superman wouldn't just throw him down an icy cliff.
Yeah. Well, he did.
With zero remorse.
None. He's still got a big old smile on his face.
Yeah, that's wild.
I did like how when Luthor betrays him, he's like, oh, you venomous snake. That's such a good Superman insult. But I like how afterwards it's like, I knew that you were gonna dick me over because you're a dick, Luthor. Yeah. Okay.
Luthor has a great line. He goes, yeah, see? You know why I like you? Because the man always knows where he stands with you. It's like, meanwhile, he's about to turn him, but he's lying to his face.
Yeah, it's great. He's like, oh, I was in on it. I knew.
Yeah. Superman and Lois fly back to Metropolis, leaving Luthor behind?
Yeah, he's gonna die there.
But, like, you've just left him with an entire advanced race's secrets.
I don't know. Maybe he actually killed him. Maybe he was like, you know what? Nobody will know. He just shoved him down the icy abyss.
Well, that's the thing. If you're willing to kill Zod after he became a human, why wouldn't you kill Luthor?
Why stop there?
He was gonna kill millions of people in the first movie.
Just boom, right on his head.
Just do it. If you're gonna leave him to freeze to death anyway. That's some Batman fucking logic of, I didn't kill him, I just snapped his neck and left him in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the Daily Planet, Clark kisses Lois and then wipes her mind Men in Black style.
Yeah, so I have a note that says, now this is narrative consequence. He can't be with her and be Superman. and she's really distraught. He's really upset. This is good stuff. I really like this. But then he gives her a forget-me kiss. And I was like, oh, never mind.
That sucks.
That sucks. That blows.
That's
also,
such
I bet Robbie wishes he had a forget-me kiss.
But that's such a convenient power to have, because that means you can basically just tell everyone that you're Superman and then wipe their minds.
The big old smoocheroo. Then you get to kiss everybody, and they won't even know.
Seems like a pretty cool power. No, that seems... Superman then goes back to the diner and just kills this guy.
So, both these scenes are awful.
This is not what Superman would do.
Right. First of all, like, if you're gonna make her forget, it should have been like a discussion where she was like, I wish I could forget. And he's like, well, there's a way.
Yeah.
But we can't go back. And she's like, okay, well, I choose to live in ignorance. Please give me the forget me kiss. Better. Right? Not great, but better. But then him going back to the diner to trounce this regular mortal man for beating him up when he was a human is petty and completely out of character for any Superman. It's like it's too much.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, it's like not even just like as, oh, the comic book, like, no. Like, even the character that you have established in this series of movies would not do this. This is bad. Maybe Zack Snyder's Superman would do it.
Yes.
He's just a mean dude.
He then returns the American flag back to the top of the White House and promises the president that he'll never leave again.
Won't happen again. I gave up pussy for this.
Yeah, see, best believe.
So, trust me, I am available.
And then the credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we go to Letterboxd, Andy?
I think so.
I think that's a wonderful idea. You can follow us on Letterboxd at TheRoydsBand. Let's go ahead. We'll give a rating for Superman 2. I think this movie's good, but I don't think it's as good as the first one, which I think we gave 4 stars.
I believe so.
I kind of lean 3.5.
Yeah, I'd go 3.5.
Yeah, all right.
Because when it's good, you know?
Yeah, like I said, the fight in the city is really good until we get to the blow, into the gusts of wind.
Yeah. Now, when you said the blow scene, I was thinking something else, Rami.
Oh, no, my bad.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That cut scene from the Fortress of Solitude. Oh, no. But, yeah, for me, I think there's a little too much silly in this movie that kind of brings it down. And there's a lot of, it feels like we're wasting time. And also, to throw the naked kid in the credits is like, you lose points for that one.
Yeah.
You're losing points.
Yeah.
So we gave it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's a little messy, you know?
Yeah. And I again, a lot of that could be the production issues, but that doesn't excuse the movie, so.
Yeah. Fortuitous.
That being said, I do have 4 trivia questions.
Robbie, that's incredible. I have 3.
I'll go first. What was Lex Luthor's sentence for his crimes from the first movie? 3 life sentences, life plus 100 years, life plus 25 years, life plus 1 zillion years.
I think it's life plus 100.
It is not life plus 100.
Oh. 3 life sentences.
It is not 3 life sentences.
Life plus 25.
It is life plus 25 years.
Wow. I nailed that.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Christopher Reeve was filming another movie that interfered with reshoots for this movie. What movie was he shooting? Was it Peace of Mind, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, or No Prayer for the Dying?
Piece of ass.
No.
What was number 2?
Somewhere in Time.
Somewhere in Time.
That is correct. Now, that is the title of an Iron Maiden album. And
I
the
realized
rest
you were
of my
going with
choices
yeah, I realized that.
are Iron Maiden albums. I'm a cheeky dog, Robbie.
Very good. Which educational crystal do Lex and Tessmacher trigger first? Number 308, number 402, number 805, number 103.
103.
It is not 103.
805.
It is not 805.
What was the first one?
308.
308.
It is 308. That's the poem.
I told you.
Very good.
Yeah. How tall is Jack O'Halloran, the guy who plays Non? Is he 6 feet, 6'6", 7 foot, or 7'1"?
6'6".
Correct.
Look at me.
Correctamundo, I'd
Ooh.
say.
What song is playing when Ursa beats the guy at arm wrestling? Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang. Pick Up the Pieces by the Average White Band. Brick House by the Commodores. That's the Way I Like It by Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I believe it is Pick Up the Pieces.
It is Pick Up the Pieces by Average White Band.
Wow. In an early draft of this movie, the chamber that takes away Superman's powers, was going to be made of what color kryptonite? Should I take that again? I was stumbling all over that.
Yeah, if you want.
All right. In an early draft of the movie, the chamber that takes Superman's powers away was going to be made of what color kryptonite? Is it green, red, yellow, or gold?
Red?
No.
Gold?
No.
Yellow?
Yes.
Huh.
So in the comics, there's like a whole bunch of different colored kryptonites that do different things. I don't know. I don't keep track of that. That's definitely one of those things that, like, when it happens, there's like a throwaway line that like explains what it does. Like somebody will pull out like black kryptonite. It's like, oh no, that's the kryptonite that makes me poop my pants.
Yeah. Oh no. It's the brown note kryptonite.
Like, actually, this is just coal. And he's like, oh. Uh-oh.
I have IBS. This one is going to be easy. I think we talked about it. What brand of cigarette truck clearly sponsored this movie? Or really that we see gets featured in the fight?
Newport.
No.
Marlboro.
It is Marlboro. My options were Camel, Newport's Lucky Strike, and Marlboro.
Wow.
Yeah. Smoking Reds.
Yeah.
Oh no, Andy, no, Andy.
Yeah.
Andy, you'll never guess what I did after watching this movie.
Did you write a song, Robbie?
Dude, I did write a song.
Same.
You know what I have?
Is it a pick to flip?
Right here.
Yeah.
I didn't hold it in front of the camera.
You did. I saw it.
Oh, cool. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is heads. Uh-oh.
My song, I'm going to go first. My song is, it's called Tough Act to Follow. And it is pretty much...
Man, guys, a really tough act to follow.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah, very good. It's a breakup song. And it's about, at the end, which I think is a great scene, when Clark enters the room and she's like, I didn't sleep last night. I was crying. Like, we can't be together. And like, even though we're in love, but the world needs you.
And then he shoves a pill down her throat.
Yep, essentially. But which ruins the whole thing. And I don't mention that in the song because I think if they ended the movie like this, it's bittersweet. Like, we have Superman again. He's going to save the world. But they can't be in love. You know, it's just leave it like that. It's good. You know, there's your consequence. You know, but nope. This is a world devoid of consequences. Once again, Superman gets away with whatever he wants. So it's about that. So it's a little breakup song. I tried to do bass and drums as well, but it just wasn't vibing, so I took it out. It is just a guitar and a vocal. And it goes like this. It's called Tough Act to Follow. Superman. They won't be a Superman. I guess I'm just too selfish. When it comes to you, I'm selfish. But the world needs you more than I do. But it won't be easy to forget you. Don't tell me that I'll meet somebody. You're kind of a tough act to follow. Don't tell me that I'll meet somebody. They won't be a Superman. 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 I had to throw in the Superman theme
I like it.
at the end. Yeah. But yeah, that's it's just, Lois being like, "Yo, this sucks." And and I like that.
verbatim
I really-
from the movie. Hey, this fucking
Yeah.
blows.
Hey, I don't like this. I like that part, and I didn't like how they just erased it, and she's just like, "Clark, you buffoon," and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's me," and then he leaves. He's like, "That sucks."
Yes.
But
That's a
yeah,
very
I
nice
like
song.
Thank you. I like the sadness, and yeah, it's just like it's like a kind of a mature scene in a silly little movie,
Yeah. I dig
Like
it.
I know I know we can't be together, and it sucks, and that's it. Sometimes shit like that happens. You ever date a Superman?
I did.
Yeah, it sucks, right?
Yeah. He went crazy, so I still called him Superman.
Wow. 3 Doors Down.
Yeah.
Tell us about your song, Robbie.
My song is a fun little 2-minute pop song. It's called Give Up All I've Got. It's a fun little pop song. Yeah, there's really not much to say about it. I'll play it, and then if I can think of anything else to say, I'll say it. But here we go. My song, Give Up All I've Got.
Yeah, you jump in the river. I know you never sneeze. You've been drinking orange juice. I'll do whatever to keep you pleased. It don't matter if I kneel or if I've gotta fly. I will take you back to my home so I can be your guy. Give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got to be with you. We've got a honeymoon suite. Check out the fire. You know where you stand with me, 'cause I ain't no liar. I'll fly across the Atlantic to keep you safe. I'll toss a hydrogen bomb out into space. Give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got to be with you. I'll give up all I've got to be with you. Give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got. I'll give up all I've got.
So that was my song called Give Up All I've Got.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it was a fun little movie. So I just figured I'd write a fun little poppy love song about Superman being willing to give up all of his powers for Lois Lane.
Yeah, I like the what do you call that? Chicken picking guitar.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I did that, and then the verses had a little bit of a ska influence with it. Bam, 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 you know, I thought about
strokes. Yeah, hell yeah.
Thought about throwing some horns in there, but I liked it like that. That was the first song I haven't put piano on in a while.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I dig it. I was little fun little pop song about a fun little pop movie.
Yeah, I liked it. It's great stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, I've had a really good time with these first two Superman movies. This is the first time I saw either one of them. And I know the reputation for 3 and 4 are not very good.
Richard Pryor is in the third one, though.
Yeah, I know that. But, you know, Gene Wilder ain't playing Superman, so I don't care.
So, Richard Pryor's only good when there's Gene Wilder around?
No, but like, his movies with Gene Wilder are his best movies.
Yeah, I can't even think of a movie without Gene Wilder.
Yeah, there you go. You can't think of a single movie that doesn't have Gene Wilder in it.
No, not even one. Young Frankenstein,
Sharkman,
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yep. Yeah.
What's the one where one of them's blind, the other one's deaf?
See no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah, that one.
That's with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
And there's Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor.
Stir Crazy. Yeah. Others.
Yeah, there are others.
Robbie, what we got going on next week?
Oh, we're staying in Superheroville. We're doing the Fantastic Four.
Whoa. Also,
the Fantastic 3 and the Terrible 1.
Oh.
Remember that? Arrested Development?
Yeah. Daddy's got to get his rocks off. Hot and Fresh. Stay tuned for Hot and Fresh for Superman.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're doing James Gunn's Superman. I'm pretty excited for that.
Same. I really hope that it's the greatest superhero movie of all times.
We have a few Hot and Freshes coming up, so this will be fun.
We do. Big summer movie time. But yeah, Phantasmic Four, which is in, of course, preparation for Fantastic Four.
I should also stress we're doing the 2005 Fantastic Four, not Fan Four Stick.
Yes, 2005 with Chris Evans.
Yes.
Jessica Alba, and the two other guys.
I've never seen Fantastic Four or Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Me neither. I've never seen a Fantastic Four movie in my whole life.
I actually did see Fan Four Stick. I saw that one.
How was it?
Garbaggio, as they would say in Italy.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
That's the Italian review.
Yeah. Let me tell you where you can get the music. You go to Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, wherever you get your music. You type in The Royds. Look at that. And you'll find a bunch of collections from this podcast, but also studio recordings. And that's pretty cool. Now, if you want everything, you go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com, and you will find, quite literally, every Royd song. Bonus songs, guest songs, all the podcast songs, all the studio recordings, everything. You could also find all the music on the YouTube. Robbie, tell us a little more about that.
Well, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, you go to YouTube, you go to Reddit, you type in TheRoydsBand. There we are. You can interact with us. That'll be really cool. You can correct our mistakes. That'll also be really, really cool. You can give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening to us. If you're watching us on YouTube, comment down below, like, subscribe, and send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, wherever you're listening to us, 5-star rating and review. I already said that, but now I'm gonna tell you again.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you again for listening. Tell your friends. We appreciate it. 5-star review, all that stuff. Now we said it 3 times. Hell yeah, brother.
Rule of threes.
Rule 3s. I will say this, and it is, we'll see his lady.
Bye, everybody.